You might have spent years thinking something was wrong with you. But what if the things that make you feel different are actually signs that your brain works differently than most people? Many people spend their lives feeling slightly out of place, not completely disconnected, not completely alone, just different, like everyone else received a manual for life that somehow never reached them. Maybe you've always noticed details that other people ignore. Maybe you ask questions that nobody else seems interested in asking. Maybe you felt misunderstood more times than you can count. And because of that, it's easy to assume something is wrong. But being different and being broken are not the same thing. In fact, some of the traits that make people feel unusual are surprisingly common among deep thinkers, innovators, creators, and highly observant individuals. One sign is that you spend a lot of time thinking. Not just about daily tasks, but about ideas, patterns, possibilities. You might find yourself replaying conversations, analyzing situations, or wondering why people behave the way they do. While others move on quickly, your mind keeps exploring. This can feel exhausting, but it can also be a strength, because the same curiosity that creates overthinking often creates insight. Another sign is that you notice things other people miss. A change in someone's mood, a small inconsistency in a story, a pattern that repeats itself. Many people walk through life focused only on what is directly in front of them. But some brains constantly scan the environment for additional information. This doesn't make you smarter. It simply means your attention works differently, and attention shapes experience. Two people can live through the exact same situation and notice completely different things. A third sign is that you've probably felt misunderstood. When you think differently, you often communicate differently. And when you communicate differently, misunderstandings become more common. People may assume you're quiet when you're actually observing. They may assume you're distant when you're simply thinking. They may assume you're uninterested when you're processing information internally. The problem isn't always communication. Sometimes it's interpretation. Here's an example. Imagine two people attending the same party. One person immediately starts talking to everyone. The other spends time watching, listening, and understanding the room before joining conversations. The first person is often seen as social. The second person may be seen as shy. But what if they're simply gathering information first? The behavior looks different, but the intention is completely different. Another sign is that you question things that other people automatically accept. Social rules, traditions, common assumptions. You may find yourself asking, why do we do it this way? Who decided this was normal? Is there a better approach? This habit can sometimes create friction. People generally feel comfortable with familiar ideas. Questioning those ideas can make others uncomfortable. But questioning is also one of the ways humans make progress. Every major innovation started because someone looked at the world and asked why. A fifth sign is that you enjoy spending time alone. Not because you hate people, not because you're antisocial, but because solitude gives your brain room to think. Many people recharge through social interaction, others recharge through reflection. Neither is better, they're simply different. Unfortunately, modern culture often celebrates constant activity, constant communication, constant visibility. As a result, people who enjoy solitude sometimes feel abnormal. But throughout history, many thinkers, writers, scientists, and creators actively protected their alone time. Because deep work often requires deep focus. And deep focus requires fewer distractions. Perhaps the most important sign is this: you frequently feel different, but you can't fully explain why. You just know that your experience of the world feels slightly different from the people around you, and sometimes that feeling can be lonely, especially when everyone else appears to fit in effortlessly, but appearances can be misleading. Many people secretly feel the exact same way, they simply don't talk about it. The truth is that human brains vary more than most people realize. Different strengths, different attention patterns, different social preferences, different ways of processing information, and that's normal. The mistake many people make is assuming that different automatically means defective, but nature doesn't work that way. A forest isn't made of one type of tree, an ecosystem isn't made of one type of animal. Variation is part of how systems survive. Human beings are no different. Some people are natural organizers, some are natural explorers, some are natural observers, some are natural builders. The world needs all of them, so if you've spent years feeling different, take a moment to consider another possibility. Maybe your brain isn't failing to be normal. Maybe it's simply doing what it was designed to do. And perhaps the goal isn't to become exactly like everyone else. Perhaps the goal is to understand how your own mind works and learn how to use it well, because different doesn't always mean broken. Sometimes it simply means different, and sometimes that's exactly where your greatest strengths begin.